So I am doing my survey on Lynn, Massachusetts. Lynn is located 10 miles north of Boston and is the largest city in the Essex County. I lived in Lynn a while ago and currently I still work in Lynn, so I felt like Lynn was a pretty good choice for this assignment. Lynn has a population of over 93,000 people, with majority of the individuals being Hispanic, followed by Caucasian, African American, and Asian. During my drive through the city, I noticed quite a few middle-aged individuals, teenagers, um, and not so much of like older people, but if I were to say average age of the individuals I saw would have been like 33, 34 years old. Boundaries. Lynn is surrounded by quite a few other cities, for example, Revere, Swampscott, Nahant, um, Linfield, Peabody. But Lynn also has their very own little sub communities, which, by driving around, you can tell the difference from West Lynn and when you are in East Lynn and even Wyoma Square. Wyoma Square is actually towards Linfield, which is where I did happen to notice majority of the Caucasian individuals to live rather than in West Lynn or East Lynn. During my drive-through, I did notice the majority of the individuals being middle-aged, and people were dressed appropriately for the weather. It was hot out, so shorts, dresses is what majority of the individuals were in. Inside of the city, like in the inner city part of the city, I didn't really observe much pets, but as I did drive around the outer skirts of the city, there were, people walking their dogs and stuff. So, yeah. Housing, Lynn, the housing in the majority are single families and multi-family homes, which you will find mostly on the outskirts of the city. I feel like in the intersections of the city is where you find like the building complexes. Majority of the building complexes in the city are run by Lynn Housing Authority. And another thing also I noticed while I was driving around was there were a lot of constructions going on. Um, when I did interview the two individuals, they did indicate that they were in the process of building a plaza on the Lynn Shore. They are renovating and expanding their YMCA. They're also building a couple of new condos near downtown Lynn. So there were quite a few constructions going on in Lynn at this time. The one thing I do want to point out is the Diamond District in Lynn. The Diamond District in Lynn is where I believe you would find a good chunk of like the older houses. For example, the picture that's on the top left is a Victorian home that was built roughly around 1910, I believe. And despite it's, been renovated over the years, they still tend to keep the structures of those buildings in the Diamond District. Lynn has quite a few parks and recreational centers where people can go hang out, nature walk, playgrounds for children to play. There's the beach, basketball courts, baseball fields, soccer fields, football fields, um, for where people can hang out, play sports, and all that. The two most common areas in Lynn is Lynn Commons and Lynn Shore Drive. Those two locations is where you will find majority of your community activities, get-togethers. There's a lot of cultural festivals that go on. The day I was doing my driving, I happened to stumble upon the Latin festival that was going on. So that took place on the Lynn Commons. I'm gonna try to play it right now and hopefully it plays. So this is the Latin festival that's going on today.
No, Latin. What does that mean?
Hispanic, Janine. It means Hispanic. Go ahead, sweetie. This is on the Lynn Commons. Okay. So that was the Latin festival that took place on the Lynn Commons. Store wise, Lynn tend to have quite a few, I mean, a decent amount of local stores where people can go to do food shopping. There is a Walmart on the Lynn Way, there is a Stop and Shop, there also is a Market Basket, along with quite a few corner stores that I did notice while I was driving around. Now, all these stores are all within walking distance of the people that lives around the city, and if not, there's bus stops in front of the stores, and they can Uber, bike, or walk if they choose to. But Lynn tend to have a good decent amount of grocery stores where people can, purchase healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, and all that good stuff. Transportation wise, Lynn has their own bus transportation, and also the commuter rail runs through Lynn, which I believe is the Newberry Rockport Rockport station. Central Square, basically, which is in downtown Lynn, is where the bus transportation and their Silver Line are located. Another um, Another part of transportation that I noticed was very big in the city was the ride. The ride mostly is for disabled individuals who cannot utilize public transportation to get around. So I had noticed there was quite a few ride transportations going on in the city. Communications, the daily item is the newspaper that is used in Lynn, and they also have an online newspaper, which is the itemlive.com. You go to Item Live or even pick up the daily item, you will find things that are covered like obituaries, sports, any events that's going on in the city. Um, they also have a Facebook page, which when I went on, it looked like they updated daily with any event or any news that's going on in the city for that day. Lynn has quite a few service centers for the people that live in the community, I believe. They do have a hospital, which is North Shore Medical slash Union Hospital, which is also under construction and in the process of moving the whole hospital to Salem Hospital instead. And the current location will be turned into a urgent care. There's also Lynn Community Health Center, which was expanded a few years back. Elliott Community Human Services, which provides services to the mentally disabled individuals. Element Care and GLIS, which stands for the Greater Lynn Senior Services, are both services for the elderly. And there's Brothers Table, which provides, hot meals 365 days, 7 days a week, um, like lunch and dinner to anyone who is out in the community and is looking for a hot meal. Then Lynn has three high schools. There's Lynn Tech, Lynn Classical, and Lynn English. There's one private high school, which is St. Mary's, and then there is one charter school in the city, which is KIPP Academy. Lynn has quite a few factories, over 30, I believe, but just to name a few, there's the General Electric Aviation, there's the Kettle Cuisine, um, Garelic Milk Company, and Berry Manufacturing. Lynn has one police department, the Lynn Essex Court, which both are located in downtown Lynn. Fire department, there is an engine in East Lynn, one in West Lynn, and one in Wyoma Square. Lynn is a very religious city, I would say. As I was driving around, there seems to have been like a church on every other street. The ones that I did notice, there was a couple of Catholic church, there was Baptist, Greek Orthodox, which is this church right here at the bottom left corner. There was a Buddhist church and a couple of Protestant churches, as I was driving around. To end the presentation, I thought it was neat to add little fun facts about Lynn that a couple people are not aware of. In 2016, Lynn became the very first Commonwealth city to eliminate veteran homelessness. So I thought that was neat to kind of put in there. And also, Lynn is home to Marshmallow Fluff. And a little quote to conclude my presentation. You can read it.